Hi, Pisces. Welcome to your reading for November 2023. This is going to be for Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Many of you are just intuitively guided to readings now. Thank you for paying attention to your intuition. I feel like, when you pay attention to your intuition and you may question, like, wait a minute, I don't even know if I have Pisces in my chart. But then you receive some real messages, trust in that. Because I feel like your guides are going to reach you, whatever it takes, they're going to reach you. And some of you may be here checking up on a Pisces. So another reason why expect messages for yourself, because I do read through my guides. So I feel like they connect to your guides, which, will try to pull you in anyway. All right, guys. We're going to use three different decks. We're going to use Mother Mary as our words of wisdom. For clarifiers today, we're going to use the Universal Tarot. And for your main spread, the Psychic Tarot just jumped out at me, so I could not deny it. So this will be our main spread. But let's go ahead and start with Mother Mary first. Let's bring the lid down a little bit. There we go. Everything is pre-shuffled, but I do want to give it a shuffle with you here. Shout out to my kind of son-in-law, Justin, who is on the 26th of February. He also has his own channel. He does meditations and I believe it's Serene Sleep. Serene Sleep. And he also does meditation, like individualized meditations for you. So if you're interested in that, definitely check that out. Okay, let's begin. And I'm thinking, do I know any other Pisces? I read for a lot. I do a lot of personal readings to Pisces, so I feel like I know you. It's interesting. You got father. You got father. I remember this being last week also. Um, Still working on that lighting. Anyways, you got father last week. Interesting. My true father is God in heaven, who shines healing light upon me, my birth father, and our relationship. So we'll read that at the end. I keep thinking I have the lighting fixed. Okay, it went back up again. Um, let's bring in the cycle tarot. And again, this is going to be your main spread for November, but remember, time is fluid. And to me, that just means like a reading will come, you'll come across a reading come across you at just the right time, no matter when it was created. And I know that from experience, from many people telling me that. Okay, Pisces, let's begin. All right, we start with the Five of Cups, emotional loss. We have looked at another five. Interesting. Fives speak of change. So there could be two changes on the horizon for you. This five is financial and material changes. And then we have the Chariot called Triumph here. Card of Cancer. Interesting because we're in the year of the Chariot, the universal year 7, two fives before that, two potential changes. Let's put the last card out. Look at that, another five. Pisces. I kind of felt like, how do I say it? Like I felt a little agitated. And it wasn't me. It's just like I feel like some of you or you're in this energy where you're feeling like agitated or what have you. Could be other people that are causing it, but it's landing on you. All right, let's look at all these fives. So emotional loss. That's this Five of Cups. It's change, right? Because if we think the five, or remember the five is about a change, what could it be asking for? It's asking for you to look at where your focus is at. Because in the Five of Cups, this is where I'm focusing on what I have lost. Now, for some of you, it could be relating to money. Maybe you've had some financial changes. But listen, I feel like if that's the case, especially with conflict and defeat over here, mirroring emotional loss, but let's not forget the triumph that the chariot is here. It says triumph. So I feel like whatever these fives, let's just say, are causing, I feel like ultimately it wants to move you into better type energy, maybe a better place type energy. Um, I do feel like there's been some conflicts and defeats like put along your path, but I feel like this is nothing that you can't overcome. So the Five of Cups is probably the most important because it's where my focus is at. My focus is on what I have lost. Again, if it's in a material element or financial element, I do feel like you can recoup it. Sometimes I feel like because fives ask for change, many times it's bringing something better. Though as we're going through the change, we don't always feel that. I feel like you've been jumping through hoops. But why? Let's keep going. I feel like you have a lot of worry on your mind. We have the Empress. Interesting, the mother figure. We have the father over here. Well, let's talk about the Empress for a second because, I feel like when the Empress shows up, it can represent a mother figure for sure. And for some of you, it can talk about a loss of a mother. But if that's the case, I feel like your mom is very present at the same time, whether you feel it yet or not. And I'm saying yet because I feel like you will. I just feel like that determination of you will. So, but let's look at the Empress from another perspective because this Empress has really been through it all. She's been through this emotional loss. She's had these financial and material changes. She's had conflicts and defeats. But what she's learned through all of it is how to overcome. Now, I don't think the Empress immediately okay, there was a loss. I immediately overcome it. I overcame it. No. I do feel like it took time. But ultimately it's showing you the energy you can end up in. So the Empress is a loving type energy, nurturing, for herself and others, male or female, by the way. But this is also someone who's very creative. And I feel like if you've had some material or financial loss, obstacles were put in your place, maybe, just maybe it's leading you down a different path because the Empress is always receiving epiphanies. And sometimes I feel like, some of the best epiphanies we receive are when we're in the dark. And it's like the light to get us out of the dark. The Empress is someone who is powerful, strong. She trusts within her own intuition. You know, I feel like the Empress learns that a lot of the epiphanies she receives are from above, or let's just say spiritually connected. She feels like a balance for all this energy. All right, let's keep going. Look at this, two threes in a row. It's like if we were playing poker, we'd have a full house right now. Threes over fives. Recognition and reward. Hmm. It's like somebody is humbling themselves. I feel like for some of you, maybe you're just not receiving the recognition you deserve. But I do feel like if that's the case, there may be someone outside of the situation who sees your value. It's almost like I'm working for someone and they just can't appreciate what it is I do, what I bring to the table. So It's like the universe is like, well, we're going to start moving you out of that energy and move you into an energy where, there is appreciation, there is recognition for what you do. This is the Three of Pentacles, and it speaks about your individuality. You know, um, I feel like, first of all, 33, for some of you, you may have come to the table with the master number 33. We may also have a lot of 5 life paths in the room. But it's interesting because I just feel like you weren't receiving the recognition you deserved. And I do feel like you deserved it. We have an 8, positive movement forward. Coming under the Chariot, that's kind of nice. First of all, I've been seeing this in a lot of people's readings where I feel like 2023 is coming to a close. Again, a universal year 7. We're moving into 2024, which is going to be a universal year 8, 7 into the 8. So I feel like, if nothing else, this is saying get excited for, what's about to come. This is also the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles talks about, if, let's say again, you weren't receiving the recognition you deserved, um, maybe potentially from a mother or a mother figure type energy. Though in a way, I feel like these two threes are connected. So, I don't want to put it all on the mother. But the Eight of Pentacles says, be willing to walk into something new as the apprentice, right? Like begin something. Um, and I feel like, by the way, like if this is talking about, let's say, a new job for someone, then I definitely feel like you're being like spirit is moving you um to it feels like a much more abundant type energy. Remember the person in the Eight of Pentacles, if they're willing to go in as the apprentice, they ultimately leave as the master teacher. I feel like my screen keeps changing, like for my peripheral vision. I don't know if it is or not. Um, I feel like the 8 person in this energy could truly master something. Like they already have it within them. Sometimes we're in the wrong line of work and we know it. Like these spies, I feel like almost like forcing myself to get out of bed every morning, go to my job, come home, I do the same old thing. Then this positive movement forward with the Chariot feels like potentially it's moving you into something that feels like more exciting. Let's keep going. All right, we have the light. Beautiful. This is the sun. Card of Leo, ruler of Leo. But it's illumination. I love that it's sitting next to positive movement for it. This person is like in their tiny little boat, the little sailboat, but they're sailing towards the sun. And then lo and behold, here is the sun. I don't know why my screen keeps changing. All right, let's keep going. We have the universe, the world. We have sacrifice, another card of Leo. Here's my son's birthday. I see it all the time. And then we have the Four of Cups, discontentment and boredom in one's life. And let's try to get out one more card. I feel like for just a few of you, I feel like there's the energy of potentially making a change. Let's just say it's your job, right? But you already know that you want to make this change. Now, this change could require that, you make less money. But I feel like even if I'm making less money, it's something that I'll truly enjoy. Um, because I feel like sacrifice here. What am I sacrificing? Well, I feel like it's in your money sector, so but at the same time, I feel like because you're discontent with what's going on right now anyways, 8 down to the 4. Um and the person in the 4 of cups, they are being offered a cup. You can't see it in this card, but they are being offered a cup of fulfillment, and they're being asked to use their spiritual discernment as it relates to whether I accept this cup or not. Being mirrored by the chariot, so that feels very good. Um, and then you have the world here, so this is the next chapter. And I feel like it's saying whatever is coming your way, first of all these fives, let's get them behind us. You know what I mean? Let's get them behind us so that we can start moving towards more positive type energy. The sun, complete illumination, right? Maybe I can't get rid of all the fives, but I feel like the sun is going to help at least illuminate the areas that you can make change in your life. Again, and I'm saying that because of this, the 4 of Cups, discontentment and boredom. But the world's like, but sweetie, we have a new chapter that wants to open up. And yes, it may require a sacrifice. Let's remember, ultimately, this is the strength card. And the strength card, ultimately, like if I'm able to, a lot of times it talks about your inner, like fighting my inner demons and bringing them to balance. It ultimately talks about the power, the power within that is gained from that. I've had this energy where I've taken jobs that paid me less, however, made me so much happier. And I kind of feel that a little bit. All right, let's try to get another card out. Look at this, the wheel. Destiny. And how much do I love that the light is shining upon your wheel? I feel like what that means is whatever changes that are being made within these fives, they just feel like they're meant to. Even though, again, fives can be difficult because it's change, but it's temporary type energy. Emotional loss, the very first card. This is where I'm focusing on what I've lost. But really, what it wants you to do is stop focusing on what you have lost and start thinking about what is yet to be built. Like, what is yet for me to create? And, if it's speaking of love, well, this person finds 2 cups when they ultimately change their focus. And if some are focusing on like a loss of finances, and it does feel like some of these things were against your control. Like I really didn't have a lot of control over it. Conflicts and defeats being put in your way. Well, that may be, it may be your sign that, wherever you're at, whatever it is you're doing, again, whether it be love, whether it be whatever it is in your life, that there's ultimately an opportunity to move out of that type of energy. Again, if you're not receiving the recognition you deserve, and I feel like if you deserve it, you know what I mean? Because I feel like if I'm stuck in the fives, I don't feel like I deserve it. Once I'm able to move out of that energy, then I start to, what it is just recognizing yourself, your gifts. You're a very intuitive sign. Use that to your advantage. The chariot represents unlimited potential. If I look down this line here, the chariot, and then positive movement forward. So, ain't no stopping me now. except for the Four of Cups. That would be the only thing that would stop you. Why would that stop you? Because it means, it doesn't matter how many fives we receive. Change is hard no matter how you look at it, even good change. And sometimes just the thought of making a change is overwhelming. So that's when I would end up getting stuck within really a discontented life. But then the wheel is here, mirrored by the world. So there's a new chapter opening up that it's meant to open up. The sun's illuminating it for you. And, let's just say there's any conflicts on the wheel. Well, again, you'll see them. You'll even recognize them. And I feel like once you've overcome some of these conflicts, or if it's been defeat for you, you get back up again, be proud of that. Because this is not about, because I feel like the conflicts and defeats are outside of yourself. This isn't talking about that following you. Now, if for some reason it did follow you, on this next chapter, again, you'll have complete clarity over it. So it's like you can just hop right over it. It doesn't hold the power that it once held. All right, let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Well, nice. Material and spiritual prosperity. So even though we have a little bit of what feels like potential maybe loss in our finances, well, it's gaining it back. Material and spiritual prosperity. Rest and rejuvenation underneath it. Four swords. That may mean that you need to, I don't know, I get this feeling like you need to stop believing what other people tell you, if it's not the truth. Like if other people were put you down just for no good reason, don't take it on. Don't take on someone else's bullshit. You know what I mean? No. No, I've seen that before, right? I've watched that movie before and I know how it ends and I'm not going to be part of it anymore. All right. Let's go ahead and bring in the Universal Tarot. Pre-shuffled, but we'll go ahead and give it a couple shuffles. Let's do one more. Give him a cut. Okay. We're going to take what's face up first. We have the Nine of Swords coming over the Five of Cups. We have the Two of Swords, which is in reverse, which is good. And then we have the Emperor, which is also in reverse. Interesting because, there's times I'll tell myself I don't want to read reversals. But then I feel like, I feel like it's just the way it's meant to be. So let's look at this. So we have the Nine of Swords coming over the Five of Cups. Again, emotional loss. So now the Nine of Swords is over that. What does the Nine of Swords mean? It means extreme worry. It can mean sleepless nights. It can turn into depression. It's going to show itself somehow through the body. The Nine of Swords' real message, though, is unnecessary worry. So I feel like this is a temporary block. It's almost like something happened and it was out of your control. And I do feel like it may have set you back for a moment. However, then we see the Two of Swords which normally means that I have a blindfold on. There's something I don't want to face, there's something I don't want to see. It can be blocking an opportunity, but it's in reverse. So I feel like the blindfold comes off. You see the truth for what the truth is. Again, that's what's going to help rebuild. I feel like your spiritual and material prosperity. And then we have the Emperor coming over the chariot. Emperor's in reverse. Interesting because for some of you, I do feel like you're leaving a job or you've left a job. And, the Emperor in the upright is normally someone that I can look up to. It's the leader of the people. But this Emperor is in reverse. So I feel like it's someone who's thinking more just about themselves. Part of Aries, also, by the way. Aries coming over Cancer. But other than that, I do feel like, and then I feel like, let's say that you want to do something for yourself, like you want to build your own business, that type of thing. You've got to find that trust within yourself because I feel like whatever it is new that you're starting, it sits upon your wheel. The sun's helping to illuminate. It's trying to show you the way. So again, this Emperor in reverse, well, I don't look up to him like I used to. This is not someone leading the people. This is someone who's got their own agenda, not my agenda. But I feel like you see it, and then I feel like you're moving away from it. Now, it can be many different things, and like for some, it can talk about love. Some is talking about work. It's like this emperor has fallen from grace, but you're seeing it. You're not denying it. And maybe because you see it, it's like, okay, I know that I have to make a change. And then again, that can be difficult. But the Nine of Swords, even though, again, it's like, a lot of worry, its main message is it's unnecessary, especially with the sun here sitting right above your wheel. Well, let's keep going. Not very often I see the Emperor in reverse, to be honest. The Emperor can certainly be a business owner, some of you a boss. But again, I'm not looking up to this person. Maybe at one time I did. Whoa. All right. Card went off the table, and I kind of love it. The Nine of Cups. It's funny. It's like you're taking the lemons that life has given you and you're making lemonade from it. Nine of Cups talks about finding inner harmony. It is two nines are mirroring each other, completely different type energies. One is of worry, constant worry. The other one is really inner harmony, enjoying one's life. For some of you, it definitely feels like it's moving you into singular type energy, whether again, I'm leaving a job, I'm leaving a person. I feel like it's bringing you ultimately to, a single status. I feel like another reason why this Emperor is in reverse is because this Emperor is a taker. If I'm a boss and I'm this Emperor, then I expect my people to do all the work while I just sit at my desk and, eat my candy bars, drink my soda, you know, but I expect everyone else to make me look good. Hmm. Okay. We have the Knight of Cups. Came in reverso. That's an unexpected cup of fulfillment. In reverse, I don't feel like that means that, okay, well, it's just not going to come in, but maybe it's going to be more expected than unexpected, especially with the sun here, because the sun's going to illuminate that. And then we have the Eight of Wands, fast moving energy, what I think about, bring about. And then the Two of Wands. I'm telling you, some of you are making some changes. And listen, it may be a little bit of everything, but I feel like there's one thing I know that is, whoever is the taker in my life, whoever is just okay with watching me do it all, and, maybe they claim the victory, it's not going to work anymore. It's like it's like the universe is trying to show you this. And if you see it and even understand it, I feel like changes happen very quickly. I'm not worried about this Knight of Cups being in reverse because I still think it's coming in, this cup of fulfillment. But again, maybe it's more planned. Maybe there's something or someone that you already have in your heart. And the Eight of Wands is, speaking it to the universe. And the Two of Wands is like, and then watching it come back. Two of Wands is sitting over positive movement forward. Eight of Wands is over recognition and reward. Almost like if I'm not going to get the recognition and reward I deserve, then maybe I'm in the wrong place. And how do you know if this reading is for you? Well, I feel like a lot of you, it's because there's something in your life that you are discontent with. It could be something where you did have a blindfold on, but again, I feel like that blindfold is coming off, and it's showing it coming off. It's like, and then I can see this emperor for who this emperor truly is. Beautiful. Knight of Pentacles. Wow. I call this my guardian angel coming right over the sun. Knight of Pentacles is this knight is bringing something into your physical world. It's meant to truly enhance your world. Sometimes it may start as a seed, but then you're nurturing, especially from the Empress's energy, right? The nurturing of this seed, and then the light. It's almost like the watering, and then the light is going to help expand this seed. And then look at this, the Ten of Cups. Look at that, the Five of Cups now in reverse. Wow. First of all, I feel like, I feel like I'm moving into like a single status, but I don't feel like I'm there long. I've like this Knight of Cups. It's almost like I already know who belongs with me in this Ten of Cups energy. Ten of Cups is the house of harmony. Nine of Cups is inner harmony. And the Knight of Pentacles comes in at the right time. Well, this inner harmony is what this feels like this knight is waiting for. Again, this is something that sits upon your will. Nothing to fear. I love that we have the Ten of Cups and then the Five of Cups in reverse. It's almost an answer right away to Five of Cups that opened up the reading. I'm no longer focusing on the loss. And then sacrifice. Listen, maybe there is something I had to sacrifice, but it only feels like it serves me. If we just follow this line from the Empress, this Knight of Cups, again, unexpected cup of fulfillment. Well, what's before it? The Nine of Cups. What's after it? The Ten of Cups. So it doesn't feel, it feels to me like I already know. I love also that the Eight of Wands here, again, I feel like, what we have to learn is that our intentions is like 9/10 of the law. Like the vibration we put out is the vibration that's going to meet us back. Letting the universe know what it is that we want in our lives, letting go of exactly how it must look, because many times, especially with the Knight of Pentacles here, it's better than I could even expected. So this Eight of Wands now with the Five of Cups and the Two of Swords in reverse, it's much more powerful energy. Some of you may have broken up with someone, a split, and this could certainly talk about like coming back together. Now, if you're coming back together, it's because these fives were realized. All right, we have the Strength card again. Now, right over discontentment and boredom. And then we have the Eight of Cups in reverse. Strength card. Interesting. Strength card right here also. I feel like the Strength card's coming over the Four of Cups because, again, if we look at the Four of Cups, discontentment and boredom, there's something within that energy, right? That is like, and then the Strength card's about our own inner demons. Sometimes other people created those inner demons, like someone telling you, like, hey, you're not good enough, right? No recognition, no reward. You start to believe that, um, there's nothing special about you, that type of thing. Those are the things that you need to look at. Because again, like, God would tell you, you are unique to this world. You have purpose. It doesn't matter what anybody else tells you. You do have purpose. And it's finding that purpose. And, purpose doesn't mean like, that I become the leader of all people. No, it could simply mean like your actions, like not accepting these fives, moving from them. Even like breakups, like understanding like what the obstacles and challenges were, looking within oneself, and then where does it sit within the emotional house? I feel like this Eight of Cups, I have no problem with it being reversed because I feel like because it's over the wheel, this is talking about emotional clarity. Like you found the emotional clarity or you're finding it. Very interesting, Pisces. It's almost like I don't even need to clarify it. Like, I just feel like like these challenges open up the reading, right? Emotional loss, financial material changes, conflict, defeat, but everything that comes around it is to build you back up, to build up your purpose, to see that sometimes, yes, there has to be a change, and not to fear the changes because, especially here, with the Knight of Pentacles right over the sun, like illuminating what feels like a blessing. Some of you, it's about a relationship that potentially is coming back together. Doesn't even mean that, like, that you split. You didn't even have to leave the house. But there is something that came in between. And I feel like that's coming back to harmony. But it's coming back to harmony because of your own hard work, because of your own realizations. Well, probably both people's. Okay. It's like, I don't even know what to clarify. Um, Let's just go across the top, keeping everything in mind. We have the wheel again. Funny though, that wheel's in reverse. It's almost like until the fives are dealt with, the wheel doesn't really turn. Three of swords. So someone broke your heart. But yet at the same time, it's like you saw it coming. Interesting. Chariot again. And then the Knight of Swords. Well, first of all, some of these fives, I already know. It's due to, like, someone broke your heart. And again, it doesn't always have to mean love. It could just mean, well, it's heartache. It is what it is. And it's sitting right next to the wheel, but that wheel's in reverse. So it's almost like, like maybe I thought that this was my destiny, but lo and behold, it's not. Because the chariot then again is movement, right? But let's think about the chariot first of all, because the chariot doesn't really show until one has found balance within oneself. Otherwise, you just wreck the chariot. The chariot really is the masculine and the feminine, the light and the dark, the good and the bad, and knowing the difference, right? Finding that balance, and then the chariot becomes really unlimited energy. I feel like with the Knight of Swords right there, even your voice, and I feel like, something is coming towards you, and it may be in the line of communication that feels lucrative, if that's the right word, feels right. All right, let's go right below that. And again, what I'm really looking at this moment is I'm looking at this wheel in reverse, the three swords, and the chariot. Interesting how they all landed in my hand. We have the Page of Pentacles. We have the King of Cups. The Ace of Wands under the chariot. Beautiful. And then we have the Ten of Wands. Interesting. And that Ten of Wands is what I was feeling up at this top line. Like, why is everything on my shoulders? Why am I carrying the weight of everything? But then getting no recognition of that. Well, I feel like, and then the king being there with the three of swords right above it. Well, this king is normally someone who is loving, loyal, enjoys a relationship, though he has the three swords above him. So, I feel like this three of swords is definitely affecting you. I feel like you are the king. And it doesn't have to mean like love. Again, it could just be like, something I expected in my life that didn't turn out the way I thought. However, Page of Pentacles right before that, I feel like this has been a learning experience. So the good news is, even though these fives are difficult, when I can see it, when the blindfolds are off, when I'm no longer in that fear state, doesn't mean that, I'm still not a little fearful of making changes, but I'm not going to let it stop me. Um, I feel like, this Knight of Swords up here that's connected to the Knight of Pentacles is helping to end this Ten of Wands for you. It's like I'm pushing these wands uphill and it just feels like an impossible task. I feel like the person in Ten of Wands secretly wishes for a tower. Like, I don't know how much more I can take. And I feel like your answer is coming probably in some form of communication, maybe a job offer, maybe even your own voice. Again, the Page of Pentacles to me feels like everything you've been through has been a learning experience, and that means it's meant to enhance, expand your soul, expand your soul's experiences. Remember you're a spiritual being having human experiences. And then that Ace of Wands, first of all, it's inspiration. It's passionate, but it's action, especially under the Chariot. It's taken action. So I feel like listen, like, I don't even feel like I need to clarify anymore because I feel like, again, like getting over these fives, the universe seems to be helping you, right? Again, someone I feel like who is a taker and, maybe is meant to be the leader of the people, or maybe they claim that, but yet they're not. And you're seeing that. And then I feel like because of that, you're making a change. And I feel like the change is just the right thing that you need. However, making these changes, I feel like the universe is behind you. It's not like you're making them in the dark because the sun is here. And the sun's illuminating both of these nights and your wheel. And then the Ten of Cups over here, sitting right over the world. So I feel like even if there were split ups, this is potentially the coming back together. Now, let's say that I split with someone that I really don't want back, right? Maybe somebody has fallen from grace. This is just saying, well, don't give up on love then. Because I feel like you're meant to be, I feel like you're meant to be in love. You're meant to be in a relationship. Doesn't mean that you wouldn't be happy single. That's not what I mean. And maybe for a period of time you are. But then I feel like you regain, like, it's interesting because I feel like my life was not my own. Now I'm starting to move into really the potential of my dream life. Now, that dream life doesn't come without any obstacles, but because I've seen what I have seen, I'm able to overcome them. And I need to know that within myself. I feel like that's number one. I need to know that within myself. It's like if I've been seeking validation outwardly, I need to start seeking it inwardly. Because your guides are definitely like validating you. I don't feel like this is you that's fallen from grace. I definitely feel like it's someone else. And I feel like you're meant to see it. And then act accordingly. You know what I mean? Like, then it's really up to you. But I feel like you're overcoming, like, the Ten of Wands is like a period of heavy responsibilities, where everything is on my shoulders. But I feel like that, it doesn't mean that you won't have the responsibilities, but it feels like more equal, if that's the way I'm feeling it, equal. I love that the Ten of Cups is mirroring the wheel. And this Eight of Cups in reverse, to me, it feels like you found emotional clarity, or you will. And I feel like you're meant to. Again, the wheel. The wheel is just not, it's our destiny. But our destiny is not just about, all the beautiful, good, and shiny things. It's also about some hard lessons. But these lessons, once we learn them, that's what I love about the Empress's energy. It's like, she doesn't create barriers or walls or live in the Nine of Swords type energy because she's learned to trust her own energy as the measurement of what's good or bad. Again, two nights. And I definitely feel like this Knight of Cups, which normally is an unexpected couple fulfillment, I do feel like I almost know who it is. Um, so I don't feel like it's unexpected. Maybe I feel it before it actually comes in. Interesting. Um, well, let's look at the Knight of Cups in reverse. I was just going to say that I think we don't need any more clarification, but let's go ahead and look at the Knight. Knight of Cups. Hello. Ace of Cups. So Knight of Cups says I'm bringing you in a cup of fulfillment. Well, here it is. And then the Three of Pentacles. Well, I kind of love that. Again, for those who were worried about the Knight of Cups, because I know, there's other readers and they'd be like, well, Sandy, that doesn't necessarily mean that. Well, I read what I feel, not what I see. Like, that's how I read. Sometimes I'm not even looking at the cards. I'm just reading what I feel. But there's that ace. It's like it's like this ace's or this knight's promise is like boom, shown right away, coming over the Empress's energy. And then that Three of Pentacles again. Some of you, I feel like this is an opportunity to really start saying, I think I love my life. Three of Pentacles, you are the missing piece of the puzzle. We have the Three of Pentacles way underneath there, right next to the Empress, when else coming right next to the Ace of Cups. So for some of you, an opportunity is not just love. Although for some of you it's love. We go from the Nine of Cups. This Knight of Cups says, I'm bringing you in a cup. Unexpected, usually. But then here is that cup. Well, that would equal the Ten of Cups. So some of you, I really feel like you're loving your life again. This is you doing what feels right to you. This is taking your uniqueness and putting it to use. To hell with what anybody else says about it. So that night has produced exactly what it said it was going to. Okay, I want to read Father. Interesting, you got that two readings in a row. Pretty sure you got Father. I'm almost positive. All right. This card comes to you because your question is rooted in your relationship with your father. Even though this connection may not be immediately understood, this card acknowledges the link. Most likely, old emotions concerning your father are affecting your present situation. If a memory surfaces as you read this, trust this pathway to lead you to healing. Let's not forget, we saw healing right under material and spiritual prosperity. Recalling a painful memory isn't pleasant, but it's an important step towards releasing negative patterns. If you have old heavy-hearted feelings about Dad, take a moment now to say, God and Mother Mary, thank you for helping me heal and release, and then name the emotion or situation with my father so that he and I can be free. Love. Pisces, it very, very clear. Like, it just feels so clear to me. I hope it feels that way to you also. Um, Real quick, I forgot to mention in the beginning of the reading, I am doing a personal reading special. It does end by midnight tomorrow. Sorry for the short notice. So I've been doing um, community posts about it, like a countdown. But yeah, tomorrow at midnight Eastern Standard Time is when I have to draw the line, because otherwise I'll be doing readings. I don't want people to have to wait too long. It's already, I ask you to wait potentially up to 4 weeks, though I do my best to try to get it to you before that. But so it is $44 off personal reading. I also have the emergency readings. I'm not doing a special on them. That's within 48 hours, but no special on them. I want to make that clear. This is on regular personal reading, which, by the way, is usually an hour and a half to 2 hours long, very in depth. That's why I don't do a special very often, because, they wear me out. But I love doing them at the same time. I also have a membership program. All that is below. So I'll let that be. But I want to thank you for your donations. That's what keeps this channel alive. I'm sure it's what keeps most tarot channels alive. It's not YouTube. And I know I keep saying that, but I do feel like YouTube has really turned around from when I first started, and now they're so much about the money. Like even super thanks, I'd rather you give me a donation on PayPal because super thanks they take 30% of it. You know what I mean? Like memberships, they take a percentage of it. So you know, it's just it's difficult. It's difficult, but I'm doing what I love at the same time. I don't expect to be rich. I don't need to be rich. I'll be okay if I am. I'm not saying I don't want that. But anyways, I thank you for your donations. Really, really, so much gratitude. I thank you for becoming a subscriber. If I want you to become a subscriber if you feel like these messages are reaching you. I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. I know my readings are long. I did a period of time where I shortened them and it didn't feel right to me, and it certainly didn't look good in my numbers. You know what I mean? So I knew it's not really what the majority wants. I know some of you would be like, I'd rather you do shorter ones. But I like going into detail. You know what I mean? Like I want to know as much as I can know for you. Um, because I'm not doing this just again like to make money. I'm doing this to help you, and that takes time. Just takes time. So thank you for your patience, and thank you for those who've been with me. I feel like we're one big soul family, and the more the merrier. Thank you for sharing, and thank you for your comments. To me, your comments are so important. It helps give me validation, but I also feel like it helps others who could be stuck back at the fives, and you may be like right in the midst of the change, or you've already made that change. So your experience can certainly help another. And that's what I love about the comment section. So, anyways, I'm going to stop talking. I love you guys. I promise you I'll get this light issue figured out. I know a lot of people are giving me different recommendations, but and I am trying them. But I keep seeing that I end up with the same problem. I don't know. Anyway, I love you guys so much. Thank you. Definitely check out Justin's channel, Serene Sleep. Um, for meditations. By the way, I did a meditation also. It was a spoken meditation. Mine was only like 8 minutes long. And that was just to calm your mind. So, I did it as a gift for you guys. So I don't know. You might want to check that out. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll see you next time at our table. Bye bye.